In this segment, we're going to learn about one of the properties of exponents called the product rule. Now, product means multiply, so we are going to be looking at how to handle exponents when we're dealing with a multiplication problem. Let's start with a really simple one. Here we have x cubed times x squared. So we see that it's a multiplication problem. Now think about what this actually means. X cubed literally means x times x times x. X squared means x times x. Now we are multiplying these together. So look at it. You have x times x times x times x times x. The same number being multiplied over and over again is x, and it's being multiplied 5 times in a row. So x cubed times x squared equals x to the 5th power. Now the shortcut to get from the original problem to the final answer, you notice that in order to get that exponent, all we do is add those original exponents together. 3 plus 2 is 5. That is the product rule. The product rule says that if you have a multiplication problem with the same base, all you have to do is add the exponents. So multiplication problem, you add the exponents together. Let's take a look at a few more examples. All right, so here we have a multiplication problem. We have x, which would just be x to the 1st power, because there's only one x there, times x cubed times x to the 4th power. So this is a multiplication problem. You are going to add the exponents. 1 plus 3 plus 4 would be x to the 8th power. The next problem gets a little bit more complex because you have x's and y's mixed together, but it's still a multiplication problem, so you still add the exponents. You just have to be careful about which ones you're combining. X's go with x's, y's go with y's. So if I look at the x's, I've got an x cubed times x, and again that would just be x to the 1st power because there's only one x in that second expression. So x cubed times x would be x to the 4th power because 3 plus 1 is 4. And then if you look at the y's, y squared times y to the 5th would be y to the 7th because 2 plus 5 is 7. So again, the product rule, if you are multiplying powers with the same base, all you do is add the exponents. All right, here it gets a little trickier because you have some numbers out in the front. So think about this one. This is a 3 and a 5. Now those are not exponents, those are coefficients. And this is a multiplication problem. So you literally just multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. Now deal with the x's. X times x is x squared because you have one x here and one x here. X times x is x squared. And then the y's, y to the 6th power times y to the 3rd power would be y to the 9th power because 6 plus 3 is 9. And on a multiplication problem, you add the exponents. Okay, last example here, 2x to the 4th power y to the 3rd power times 4x y squared. All right, so again, this is a multiplication problem. We're going to be putting the like terms together. So we've got a 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And then if you look at the x's, you have x to the 4th power, x. So that would just be x to the 1st power. So x to the 4th power times x to the 1st power would be x to the 5th power because 4 plus 1 is 5. And then the y's, y to the 3rd power times y to the 2nd power would be y to the 5th power because 3 plus 2 is 5. And on a multiplication problem, you add the exponents.